Hey everybody, what's up? This is Anaris coming at you with another Starcraft 2 broadcast. Oh man, it is Tuesday, April something 10th, 2011. I'm not even sure, I just woke up like an hour ago. But I was in a serious casting mood, so I'm like, alright, let me go see what's on the inner tubes, find any awesome games that I can find, and actually ended up coming out with a couple good ones, so let's check them out. Over here in the top left position, we do have TheKyB. TheKyB? KYB? I don't know. Whoa! It's like a Murloc invasion. Oh god, wow, reference, run! Ah! ZeNEXLife is over here spawning as the Red Zerg. ZeNEXLife is actually somewhat of a familiar name. If you guys have been keeping up on my channel, I always end up with some pretty good casts from him, mainly because he is one of the more frequent replay uploaders at one of the websites that I check for replays. And, oh, saw those smiley faces, thought we were going to have another Satini moment there. Oh, that was a close one. That was a close one. But, yeah, these guys are just going to chat it up here, a little bit of an interesting chat. I did watch the first couple minutes just to make sure the game was A-okay, you know, make sure everything turned out alright, but haven't actually seen the entire thing, so we're just going to find out information about TheKyB as we go along. Apparently he is not English, and so ZeNEXLife starts speaking in Korean here. And then he's like, yeah, still talking in English. And, yeah, oh, it's kind of funny. The whole conversation as it transpires. I don't know what nationality or what language TheKyB actually speaks, but apparently Korean and English are not his first languages. I don't know. But, yeah, that just cracks me up right there, because at that point, ZeNEXLife, I'm sitting here commentating the chat more than I am the game itself. ZeNEXLife just is like, well, what? What are you talking about? I don't get it! I don't understand. I got nothing. Alright, so let's actually pay attention to the game here, brother. We've got Terran player building his ramp. Not too surprising there. He's actually opening up with a pretty traditional build right there. Over here for the Zerg player, we see he's also opening up with a hatchery first, which the Terran player is going to scout. And you see the extractor and spawning pool are following suit. Now, this is a map that I like fast expanding on as pretty much any race, because getting up this ramp and harassing the natural is always the biggest pain in the butt. If you're playing against somebody good, chances are that, you know, if you're going to go for any sort of mid-tech, high-tech, or not mid-tech, but anything other than bunkers against Zerg, then it's I don't know why, I just find it to be really really easy to hold off. But that is just me here. We are watching a game on Shakura's Plateau. You see, that's what happens when I cast and I'm kind of tired. I get all out of order and my brain's all scattered. So, looking down here, we can see there is an expansion immediately down south of the Zerg base. Down again, out to the main level, and you know Genro? I thought that for a second. I'm like, wait, what? No, huh? Oh. And then over here, you can see Terran has the exact same thing. You can see down in his base, he is going ahead with a command center and a factory at the tech lab. Ooh, got that Reaper first right off the bat. Reaper, great thing for this map. You can see the players' bases are connected kind of through land right here. There's a cliff on each side, 2 sets of destructible rocks. That's one of the recent changes to Shakura's Plateau. The unequal in size little path there, yeah, that bugs me every time I play in this map. And oh, look at the Queen sent over at the appropriate time to catch that Reaper. Silly Terran, you will not be scouting this Zerg base or doing any kind of harassment. And same thing for you, Zerg. You guys just better just sit down. Players are going to have none of that as they get ready to go past the 5-minute mark here. Looking like the expansion is pretty good. Pretty good, not going to lie. Got a good number of drones there. See, he's also got one Reaper popping up. Whoa, Reaper, what are you going to be doing? Taking out that one drone and then heading out. You should have plenty of time to get away. What are you doing? Don't go that way. No, there's Zerglings that way. Didn't you not see the sign posted? Oh, well, caution, coffee is hot, I guess. Nice micro there with the Reaper taking out a couple extra Zerglings. Still got 11 hit points left. Oh, man, super close. 1 hit point. Oh, died mid-air. There's the first kill for the Terran player, or the Zerg player, rather. I think, did he also lose an SCV? No, he lost, yeah, he lost an SCV, too. So ZeNEXLife heading out with the drone, going to be maybe expanding again. Oftentimes Zerg does want to, you know, expand like a mofo on this map. Sure enough, there he is. I mean, why not? You know, you got your natural right here, and you can pretty easily creep down to this ramp. It's just a hop, skip, and a turtle away from your natural. Looking over here at the Terran player, we can see there is a nice collection of Hellions. Oh, also the Infernal Pre-Igniter upgrade is on the way. Gonna have a little bit of blue flame action. It's Terran's mid-game response to trying to take out this expansion, maybe. Or, you know, he could try to run up into the main to be a little bit more difficult. You know, he's got the 2 queens. Of course, what the Zerg player can always do is throw a couple queens right here and block it off. Same with some Zerglings. We'll have to see exactly what he is going to be doing for that. More harassment coming over here from the Zerg player, just trying to get up the ramp. Obviously, that is not going to work. Now, here comes the Terran expanding because he knows he is on a major offensive here. Around the 8-minute mark. Uh-oh. Now, Zerg did have time to prepare for this. Those Zerglings he sent up into the main base did afford him a couple extra seconds worth of intel. And there we go, folks. Look like the Zerglings are trying to come around and get a surround from 2 different sides. Will they be able to do it, though? No, it looks like the Zerglings will be going down. Terran moving up the ramp. Good micro there, and even the Queen's trying to punch him from down below. 3 Hellions are still on the field as Zerg is forced to retreat his drones. Oh, look at that perfect lineup right there. 3 drones do go down, and now the Hellions are just about gone, but there are still more Zerglings in pursuit. You see they're kind of popping out there. Oh, drone, what are you doing? The gas goes that way. Oh, man, poor little drone. Oh, well. So, all in all, we can see the results of that fight. So far in the game, 49 to 11 units lost. You can see 1,400 to 1,000 for the resources. And here comes what could be a Zerg counterattack. Don't know how effective it's going to be, though. We see there's a bunch of Marines here in a bunker just about complete. The Siege Tank splash alone will give Zerg pause. There we go. Zerg doing a good thing, sitting 1 Zergling up there right off the bat. And TvZ has a nice little wall right here with the bunker and everything. All in all, looking pretty good for the Terran player. We can take a look up at his base right here. See, he has both factories now with tech labs attached to them. And also the armory. Have to see exactly what he's going to be doing. Guess he's not going to build that command center after all there. All right, well, we'll go with it. It's cool. It's cool. I do like how Zerg does have 1 spine crawler down here at the bottom of the ramp. Pick off any scouts or any stragglers, maybe 1 Hellion trying to come over here, anything of that sort. Now, I'm pretty sure, let's see, has Zerg actually scouted up in there yet? No, well, yeah, he came up here with the Zergling, he saw that. So, starting to work on those roaches. Of course, roaches, the siege tanks, you know, if he wanted to try to bust up here, roaches would probably be the best idea. Send in some roaches, absorb some of the splash damage, send some Zerglings behind him, maybe get in the mineral line, take out the siege tanks. You know, there's a couple different things he could do. What I'm sure the Zerg player does not want to do right now is have to deal with these Hellions, which I like how this Zergling is just hiding down here. Please don't see me, please don't see me, please don't see me. And it looks like he is lucked out. Once again, Zerg expanding down here to the bottom left as we see 2 Hellions continuing eastward towards that expansion. Will they actually find it? I don't know. They will find the spine crawler, though. Oh, the Queen. Oh, looks like he's just going to go for the mineral line. 2 drones go down. 1 more. Oh, man, he had a perfect opportunity to toast like 10 Zerglings there. Did not take it, attempting to try to get more drones. Did not work out for him, though. Oh, got the Carapace upgrade for the Overlords. All right, good stuff indeed. Gonna make those things quicker. Always a great thing. Don't want any Viking harassment on the OVs. Those poor little OVs. Nice little roach ball there. Let's see here. What's Zerg seen? Zerg has seen this. You can just kind of get an idea of what all he's seen. He hasn't seen those 3 factories going down. Oh my. Holy mother of mech play. We got 4 factories going down. Wow. 2 armories on our armies there. And we're going to have a little bit of Thor play. So roaches would be pretty darn effective against those. You know, we'll have to see exactly... did I see a... No, okay. Thought I saw a bunch of Overlords carrying some units up there. But no, that is definitely not going to be the case as we do move past the 13-minute mark. Overall, things are looking pretty darn good for the Terran. I do like how he has the siege tank position up in the very top. Very nice indeed. Moving the siege tanks out here as well. Now, this is one of the changes they have made to Shakura's Plateau. Like I mentioned earlier, they moved the rocks that were down here way up here. And it looks like we're going to have a little bit of roach action coming over here. They will see the siege tanks. Orbital command taken down here. Now, you know, he could have put a planetary fortress. You know, I I don't know. That's kind of a good question. He obviously the additional income will be a great thing, but you are expanding away, or rather towards the Zerg player. So just something to keep in mind. Also, you know, there is that choke point right here, so it looks like he's actually throwing down a couple depots. That'll actually help out a good bit, make a nice little defensive position, kind of funneling units should they try to run in and come in from the rear there. This expansion is looking pretty darn good. We can actually take a look at the income right now and see both players are over 2,000 minerals, 91 to 58 harvesters. So Zerg is definitely all about the drones right now. He has definitely got the economy to show for it. As we're looking down here, you see he's continuing to throw together more roaches. May actually go for another assault here. I do not know. Looking at the APM tab, I can see it is 141 to 240 at this point in the game. And more Hellions could be taken to the field. I don't know. Looks like they're just kind of hanging around being defensive. And what is this? We've got a bunch of Overlords. I had to stop and think for a second. Overlords coming over to the Terran base. Oh, man. There is one missile turret. Terran should be knowing about it right about now. There we go. But what is this going down here? A bunch of Blue Flame Hellions going to be heading down towards the southeastern portion of the map, and Zerglings are going to be going down. Looking over here, we have the Roaches taking out the missile turret first, and the supply depot. Here's the, looks like Zerg is actually focused too much down here, making sure that the Hellions don't run up the ramp there. One of them is still alive. Terran, of course, getting that good intel, knowing that he is going to be facing a bunch of infestors. Now, there are the Thors here, responding finally to the action. We can see Terran is actually finally able to drive off those roaches, but not before losing a significant quantity of supply. Look at that, 146 to over 145 right now. Of course, Zerg is 189 out of 200, sitting very comfortably close to unit cap. Alright, so this expansion is looking pretty good. Got a nice, solid defense here, and one nice sensor tower there. That's going to give them vision of pretty much the entire middle pathway. Also, anything that decides to come over here. And looking over at these Overlords, they've still got 6 roaches. They, don't count them out yet, man. He could come down here, pop off a few extra SCVs, do a little bit of additional harassment. Looking at the actual minerals, we could see this expansion is pretty darn good. Natural over here, you can see Zerg's definitely been working at it a little bit longer. Main just about mined out, sitting barely enough. And I keep thinking those Overlords are going to pop over there. I'm a little paranoid about them. I must be the Terran player here. Alright, Kid moving out. He's got the tower, sitting pretty good. Now, the control of this tower is actually pretty darn important, because you can see, when you control this tower, you can see the edge of, say, a hatchery or something like that. So, that's just something to keep in mind when you are playing on this map. Terran still has a nice little mech force running around. We can see he's actually just going to continue to build up the mech. Meanwhile, Neuroparasite and Ultralisks are on their way to the field as we speak. Oh, look at this nice positioning by the tanks right here, by the Terran player. Also, sending down the one Thor, going to help speed up the process here. Don't think this hatchery is actually going to be able to be saved. No, sure enough, it does go down right there. Oh, man. Yep, didn't see any red even on the way to it. Looks like here comes the Zerg response. Got a nice drop. Let's see, we got some roaches. Got a bunch of infestors here behind. One of these Overlords might actually go down. Oh, they're pretty bunched up, taking a lot of damage from the Thors, but they are making it across the chasm, or the cliff thingy, rather. And now it's Ultra time. Look at that, folks. Zerg is definitely responding to this attack. No way, no how will you be allowed into this. I do like how he split up the forces there, bringing the Hellions back for just a moment or two while he dealt with the siege tanks, took out those heavy-hitting splash damage units. And now he's continuing to give chase with the Overlord, or not the Overlords. Apparently, I need to just wake up right now. Ultralisks! Oh, we'll be able to kill the siege tanks. Oh, so very close. Yes, and it maybe survives. Whoa. All right. Pretty good fight there indeed. Now, I keep seeing that. I thought I had a Neuroparasite. Overall, pretty interesting game so far. We can take a look at the units lost now. We can see Zerg is still a little bit at a disadvantage for resources lost, but all in all, he is sitting pretty darn good right now. He's just making 7 Ultralisks. Whoa, that is just going to be insane. Cannot wait to see that Ultra Ling Infestor play against Terran Heavy Mech. What's up with these guys just kind of running around like that? Looks like all the Zerglings are following that one Ultralisk. All hail Uzzlegorf, leader of the Ultras! We will follow you into battle unless you actually go somewhere stupid, in which case we're just going to run ahead of you and absorb the damage, because we are awesome like that. Oh, one Neuroparasite right there on the Thor. as we're seeing the Ultras trying to bust through these doors to get to these siege tanks. Will they be able to do it, though? I do believe they will, led by Uzzlegorf here. Uh-oh, looks like more Ultras are coming on the way, and those Hellions are just like, oh god! Kill the Queen? Yes! What is Terran going to be able to do here? Can he face the onslaught of the Ultras, led by Uzzlegorf? I do not know! They're just going to come in here and bust up this expansion. Bunkers going down. You can see the Hellions are trying to hang out near the siege tanks, kite the Zerg towards the defenses, which you see right now, just a couple siege tanks and one Thor. Oh, Zerglings kind of funneling in here. There's those choke positions I was talking about, but it's not going to matter. No planetary fortress here. Those Zerglings are just going to wreck the mineral line. Actually, the siege tanks are doing more damage than the Lings themselves, considering the amount of time they were in there. And now Zerg has secured this expansion for the workers. Pretty darn good attack in general. I have to say, ZeNEXLife continuing to scout around, sending Zerglings down to the different expansions here, as we're seeing one Ultra fighting in the name of Uzzlegorf. Will he be able to take it out? Command Center has lifted off here. Oh, wow. What an attack there by the Zerg player. I have to say, pretty darn impressive as he continues to upgrade. More Hellion action coming over here on the eastern side of the map, trying to take out the Druids. Will they be able to do it? Zergling stopping two of them. One more. Will he make it? No, he will not. Spinecrawler denied. I think actually there was a little bit more Hellion harassment down here while that attack was going on over in the western portion of the map. Looks like a little bit of Viking harassment as well. We see the Zerg is actually sitting still at 174, 200. Terran 120 right now. Very interesting position. You see Terran's dropped a ton of mules from the energy he had saved up, probably trying to micromanage those fights. So he's going to have to use those to get his economy going. And we do have a Spire on the way. Let's actually take a look at the income now. We can see it's actually sitting in favor of the Terran for minerals, but look at the gas income right now, folks. Zerg is just sitting so very comfortable. And now, here come the Vikings. You know what, Overlords? I have to say, you can't attack air. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, but just can't happen. What can happen, though, is a bunch of drones dying here. Looks like the Hellions are going to charge right into the Spinecrawler line, taking out all of the income from this base. Oh, and then backing out, but only into the Ultras. So very close. Ultras, don't know what those are. Upgraded Ultras, I guess. Nice response there by Zerg, and we see the Spire just about complete. Also, the Ground Carapace level 3 upgrade. Oh, Vikings trying to land in the mineral line. Not going to happen, though. So sorry. Ultras have a few things to say about Ultras on parade. Looking over here at the Terran base, we can see he is once again going to be trying to build up another command center, possibly taking this expansion, maybe something like that. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see as Zerg is just moving out. Nice line of siege tanks there, charging right into that choke point. ZeNEXLife doesn't afraid of anything, folks. Looks like he's going to be charging right into the middle of it. He doesn't care about the fact that once again he's in another choke and siege tanks at the top cliff. He is just burning right through this expansion. These Hellions, I mean, there's 15 of them, and they're just like, we can't do anything. It's not fair. More siege tanks down here. Do you like how he's got them nice and split up there? That expansion has been cut off, and Zerg is still sitting good. We can see the income 1740 to 460. Zerg actually pulling out there. You can see the spending right now. Zerg has definitely spent a lot more on the economy. Otherwise, it's kind of more or less even. You see they're pretty close to one another. More Thors on the way. At this point, Terran is kind of an awkward position right now. I have to say, maybe getting a dropship, putting a couple siege tanks up here, trying to hold it that way. I don't know, man. He is clinging on to dear life for this expansion, which might actually run out of minerals before the mules are done with it. I don't know. He is going to try to expand down here in the southwestern position, but you know, at this point, it's definitely looking pretty darn good for the Zerg. 190 to 123 for the army count. We can see now the APM 304 to 112. Not really that big of a deal, though, at this point, as Zerg is sitting quite comfortably. Here comes another attack from the Terran player, this time very heavy on the siege tanks, sieging up right here, just outside of the expansion. That's what I was talking about, man. Controlling that watchtower lets you see when those expansions going down, and dead. Maybe? Maybe? Yeah, it's going to die in a second. There we go. Here's the Zerg response. Muta's coming over here. You can see they're actually kind of bunched up there for a second. Oh, man. Took a bit of extra damage there. That's okay. Now the Ultras are just charging through the choke point right here with Saw Fungal Growth on the siege tanks. He's actually taking some pretty heavy hits there, but it looks like he will come out the victor, especially with that Queen, man. She's just like, sup, I got 200 energy. I don't care about healing up those Ultras. I do what I want. More siege tanks are positioned over here near and on the ledge. Ultras have a few things to say about it, though. And now those Mutas there, they can make quick work of that. Defense, we see 120, 119, yeah, it's fluctuating. 120 to 57 right there as Zerg is moving forward, finally taking aim at the Terran's main base. Really, there's not a lot the Terran player can do at this point about it. You can see his factories are churning out units as fast as he possibly can, but just not going to be enough right here. As we see the upgrades right now, 3-1 for the mech forces. Yep, that natural's going down right there. This expansion's still sitting pretty good. You see all the mules are down there with the mule party. But overall, looks like this muta's bunched up again. Oh, ZeNEXLife. Oh well, it's okay. I think we can afford that at this point. There's the GG, folks, from TheKyB. I think he's like some sort of radio station. TheKyB, all the time. So that's going to be it for the game, folks. I do hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I was a little retarded there, I think, in the middle. But like I said, I just got up and I really wanted to watch and cast some StarCraft. So, hey, figured why not just go ahead and do it. Yeah, all hail Uzzlegorf!